everyone, welcome to Mouth in the Matter. My name is Titi and you are watching Webtoon Watch. So make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and let's get down to it. The basic framework, like I said in my last video, is going to go plot, characters, likes and dislikes, theory time, my rating, and my final thoughts. So today's pick, just going straight into this, is called The Devil is a Handsome Man by an artist or a creator who calls themselves Angle. And yeah, let's just go right straight into this. So the plot is about basically the whole premise is about this demon. The world is set in hell, or at least that's what they don't really call it hell. Only heaven calls it hell, but that's just their world. So it's set in hell, and it's about the premise. The whole premise starts with this demon. Her name is Kasolia or Zoe. I'm going to be calling her Zoe for the rest of the video. Zoe, who is wants to be employed by the devil, and in doing that you have to sort of sell your soul away in able to get what you want. So people come in, they sell their soul, or they sign away their soul, rather, that's a better word for it, or words for it. They sign away their souls. They work for the devil, and they get something back in return. So what Zoe wants is like back her memories. So that's kind of what happens as the story goes along. You know, stuff ensues, but like she's learning stuff about her past, about her memories, about her relationship with the devil, and yeah. So that was the plot. Onto the character. So starting with Zoe, like I said, her name's Kasolia with an X. It's weird, but you can call her Zoe with an X as well. But yeah, okay. So she's really sassy. She's outward, very easygoing, very cheery, very generous, very accommodating. She always wants to make people feel good around them, you know. So she has powers. When she's unable to control her emotions, her body heats up and she sort of burns through her clothes or burns whatever's around her. Fine. On to Lucifer or Luke or Lucy, whatever you want to call him. That is the devil. He waged a war against God. He's very mysterious, and I think he definitely sort of likes it like that. Very mysterious. He seems very run thin. Throughout the story you get to see that, oh, he's starting to get kind of spread thin and everything, but his power cannot really be fathomed. I can't really tell you like a certain what he has. Like, I can't really put a finger on what he can do, because I'll see this guy going through places, just materializing out of nowhere, bringing stuff out of nowhere, just yeah. So Val is very snarky. You do not want to be in the same place as Val. You don't want to be in the wrong with Val. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. And I use the pronoun she because I think it's okay to use she. I was reading in the comment section that other people had been saying that, oh, the author herself had said that Val doesn't really care about her pronouns. Color, she, he, them, they, or she said Val is just Val. So yeah, we don't really know about any known powers of Val. What I've seen of her use is weapons or hand-to-hand combat. Delta, she's very cheery. She's my favorite slacker. She probably battled with depression in her past, and she is possibly an alcoholic. But yeah. And then we have Clarence. He's very shy, very timid, very into himself, very introverted sort of. Plays in a band, which I found that very surprising, but I was like, oh, okay, really cool. And I think he also has some kind of mental issue as well. Okay, so on to my likes and my dislikes section. So first, my likes. I really love the art. Like, guys, I really love the art. Like I said in my last video, I don't know much about art. I just like what I like. And I have to tell you that this artist, guys, like, they make use of the full, like, everything. They make use of everything. They fully utilized Webtoon. Like there was music, there was neon, there was gifs. It was really interesting. I liked the color scheme. Most of the time it was like pink, black and white. Like that's the color scheme. Sometimes it'll be black and white when things are really intense or something seeming dangerous. But they really brought up yellow and blue up in this bitch when they were talking about Clarence and Delta when the scene was on them. I think when Zoe's in the scene, it's really pink is also introduced. But yeah, it was just it was stunning. I really liked it. The second one is that I like the world and the lore around it. Apparently, where they all are is Centralia, and the world is flat. It's a flat world. So there's no what's it called time difference. Everywhere is the same time. I think at the edge of the world there's like a huge ocean, waves. It's just I like the world. It's really interesting. I liked it. So the characters, they seem real as they can be. Like they're demons, okay? They're demons, but they're actually really like relatable, and it's very interesting to see. I enjoyed that. Number 4, I like the powers and the physical. Sorry if you see me looking down, it's because I have my notes here. I like to write things down. So I like the powers and the physical attributes of these like demons. It was very interesting to see. I liked their little quirks that they have around them. Like Clarence, he has like fish gills. I know Delta has like moth wings. Some of them have horns. It's just very interesting. Number 5, this is very weird, but it makes adulthood look very bleak. Like it makes adulthood look very, very bleak. It's like, I don't know, a lot of these people are just sad, and it's like, oh, okay, is this what I have to look forward to? Cool. Number 6, I like the way maybe when something funny is happening or someone is saying something funny, they'll draw them differently. I found that very funny. I don't know why, it was really funny to me. I like the dry humor. Some things you may not get if you're not paying attention, so I would understand if some people like skimmed over that, but there was some really like dry humor, and it's very it was nice. And okay, side note, Bo's my bitch. I love her. I really, really love her. She's the funniest one out here. She's the only one I stand. Everyone else can go home. I love Bo. Number 8, they all dress really well, but there was this like one dress that I think the creator like, when sometimes they'll just put up an episode of all the drawings that they've done. There was one dress that they put Zoe in, and it was just so beautiful. I'm like, the fuck, where can I get that? Where can I buy it, The next one is that the author makes an effort and seems really efficient. And I don't know how to explain this, but like I said, they just make their art is like everything is like a well-oiled machine. That webtoon seems, it's just everything is running really well. I don't know how to explain it. Things will be happening with the author, but they will have backups. They'll be like, okay, sorry, I can't really do this, but enjoy some of these drawings that I've been doing. It is all really nice, and I like to see it. And not to what's it called, like not to call out authors who don't do this or creators who don't do this, because hey, shit happens. I'm the laziest bitch you can find anywhere. I procrastinate, I am lazy, stop, like shit just gets in the way. So I'm not, no judgment from me, but like this author is what I would like to be in life. Like that's basically, that's kind of the work ethic I want to adopt, basically. The next one is that everyone is so freaking attractive. Like, everyone is so freaking attractive, guys. Everyone is stunning. I'm out here like, what? Why is everyone so fine? Why is everyone is so like, there are no exceptions. Everyone is fine. Everyone is fuckable. Everyone, just. Okay, next one is that I like how they call out Zoe, because I have noticed, or I haven't noticed, but it's just a thing. Sometimes in any sort of like, let's say, book or webtoon or whatever that you're reading, the protagonist will be doing some type of shit, but like it's not being called out. It's sometimes praised even, and you as the reader are just like, that wasn't cool. No, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? But I like how they called her out, and how it was sort of like, even though it was sexist, because some things they were just like, oh, some people were doubting how they got her position, because she ended up being like the devil's assistant, and ended up being like his favorite or whatever. And yeah, that's very much based on the fact that they have a history together, which, I mean, that wasn't fair. But hey, some people were out here thinking she did some favors to him or whatever. Like no, that's not even what I'm talking about when they called her out. It was more like, oh, they're saying, my guy, you're really out here pushing yourself on everything. Like, can you calm down? Like, fire ballet, not everything's your business. You know what I mean? Like, so, which I liked, which I enjoyed. Next thing is that the devil the devil is a handsome man. Like I said, the devil, he is a very handsome man. Like, it's an assertion. I've made it. I've said it to you. The devil is a handsome man. I'm telling you right now, I'm concurring. I am agreeing. He is a handsome man. There's nothing to say here, nothing else to say. He's just a very handsome man. Like, the next point that I have is that I like the efforts where they hid his face. So like, the devil's face, you can't see his face, which is, for people who have not read this webtoon, you'll be like, okay, Titi, but if you can't see his face, how is he handsome? My guy, trust me. Like, trust me. Like, trust me. Don't worry. Trust me. Have I ever lied to you? I've never lied to you. I can't lie. Just trust me. He's a very handsome man. Like, in his face, it's just a gaping hole. And people are like, okay, but how does he get along? I don't really care about that. I mean, sure, I do have some questions. Like, how is he eating? How is he smoking? Like, there's nothing. It's just like, no features. No features, just a hole. And in the flashbacks, you can see his nose and his mouth, but you can't see his, like, eye. Oh, he just looks so sexy. I'm like, what? It's just yeah, it adds some intrigue, adding some spice. I'm like, wow, I wanna see how this, like, watch it. Although, just watch the creator just fucking troll us and just be like, as soon as we see it, just he's just not it. Like, imagine him not being it. Like, can't, no. Okay, number 14, Jazz could get it. Like I said, everyone here could get it, but Jazz could fucking get it with those fucking eyelashes. What the hell? Sell them to me. Tell me where you are getting your mascara. Zoe2, where you getting your mascara? Tell me. Tell me. Tell me, Val. And I hate... Oh, I love hate Val. I love hate Val. I just... oof, but Val could get it. Oh, God. Okay. So, number 15, Delta and Liam's dynamic. Those are my two favorite slackers. I love them so much. I love Liam's dynamic with Jazz too, but, you know, whatever. I like Delta's and Liam's dynamic. They just, like, I like how they bounce off each other. You know what I mean? They just, it's cute. It's cute. Number 16, Delta and Ren. I really resonate with them. I don't know how to explain it, but Ren with his introverted side and him apologizing a lot, and Delta and a self-deprecating humor. Like, there's just something that I'm resonating with. Maybe it's because Delta doesn't like wearing her glasses. Who knows? Maybe that's why I'm liking this bitch. But like, there's just something that they don't like about themselves that I'm out here like, okay, I have that in me too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's hard to explain, but that's where I'm at. I don't know how else to say it, but there you have it. Also the last one, and arguably like the best one, like, Zoe's a Scorpio. Scorpios are elite. I'm sorry to say, the best people out here are Scorpios. I mean, Okay. Okay, so next one, onto my dislike section. Where is the diversity? I would love to know, where is it? Where is it? And that's not to say, like, okay, this world that we're in, there are no humans. So the race is not like, oh, white, black, brown people. Like, no, that's not how it is. The race would probably come into, the races would probably come into, like, okay, people who, let's say people have horns, people have the different kind of like physical attributes. I know there was a section where they were like, oh, some people are like from the ocean, some people blah, blah. Like, that's where the race comes into, you know what I mean? Not in this human sense that I am attuned with, which is cool, which is fine, you know what I mean? When I wasn't seeing anybody that was not pale, I was also like, okay, maybe that's the art scheme, because like I said, the art is like black and white, you know what I mean? Very just black, white, and pink. So I was actually thinking, okay, maybe they're not putting in any darker characters, because like darker skin characters, not even have to do with race, just darker skin characters, because the the color scheme is very muted, not muted, limited, there we go. But then I saw one character, like the doctor, and he was darker skinned, and I was like, okay, but you could have been doing that too. Like, I would have liked to see it. I don't know why. I would have liked to see it, you know? It's just, yeah, just a thing. It's not something I'm super mad at, but it's something that I'm like, I just noticed, and I was like, there's so many opportunities there, I think, in my opinion. The next one is, well, it's still part of the first point, is that, like, everyone's so pretty, everyone's so good looking, and it's weird. It's really weird. I don't know, maybe it's a subversion of the demon trope. Like, demons are automatically like, you'd probably think that they are not attractive, even though I don't know who's still thinking that. I don't know who's still thinking that in this post Wattpad age that we are living in. I don't know if you did not go through Wattpad and you didn't read some demon fics. I don't know who's out here thinking that demons ain't cute, but I'm a child of God. I'm a child of God. But yeah, I don't know. Everyone's just so pretty and good looking, and I don't mind it. I'm not above like pretty people. You know what I mean? I'm not above pretty people in my stories, because I mean, I see a good looking somebody on like the thumbnail, or like the thingy of a webtoon. I click. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm interested. You know, so I'm not too mad about that, but it's just something that I noticed, because hey, you have all these quirks and all these physical attributes that have to do with these characters. You could have really gone to town instead of making them, you know, just conform in a way. But that's just me. Second point is that it is quite confusing. I cannot explain it to you. The first time that I read this, and this was maybe last year, that was the first time. Was it last year or early this year? I read it a long time ago. And I was out here like, what the fuck is happening? Upon reread, like I said, I reread these things so I can give a more in-depth review for you guys. So fine, upon reread, I read it like, I don't know, last week or something. I'm still like, what the fuck is happening though? Like, I don't get it. I don't get, like, I get some things, but for the most part, I'm like, I'm not understanding, you know? It's just very it can just be very confusing, I think. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm not surprised, you know, if people were like, the fuck, what is happening, you know what I mean? My third point is that there are too many fucking characters. There are too many fucking characters. The first time I read it, I was like, what is going on? I'm not understanding. The second time I read it, I'm like, okay, I understand a bit more. I know these characters' names now, but like, I shouldn't have to be doing that. You know what I mean? But yeah, number 4 is that it's long. Like, it feels like it's slowing on. You know what I mean? This thing has gone on hiatus, so it's currently on like maybe 74, 72 chapters right now, which isn't too long. it's long, but it's not too long. Like the last webtoon I reviewed, it was Girls of the Wilds, and that was like 200 and something chapters. Like that's long. That is long. You know what I mean? But for this one, when I say it's long, I mean the pacing feels long. Like it feels like it's just dragging on. I don't mean that it's like, oh, like I said, I read it just last week when I wanted to quickly like reread and get like a review out. It wasn't that deep. It wasn't like, oh, I'm out here struggling to read this something like I was for Girls of the Wild. But like this one, it just feels like the pacing, it has such a pacing problem in my opinion, which brings me to not chapter my problem number 5 is that the little discoveries are not enough to balance out the pacing problem. If I think it has a pacing problem, I would just say it has a pacing problem, because it's like they'll be making discoveries like, oh, Zoe used to be part of the war. Oh, what's it called? This guy's trying to bring back people who have been dead for a long time. And oh, you mean Jazz and Val used to do stuff. Like it's not enough for me to like, I don't get excited or I don't get shocked and I don't get stunned when I'm finding all these discoveries, because it's like, okay, like can I just let me continue, because I'm not even interested, because the pacing is just dragging on and it's not enough for me to be like, the discoveries aren't enough for me to be like getting hyped and getting excited, because I don't know, if you're going to be slowing on like that, I better be getting some bombastic, some huge ass discoveries, and I'm sure that they are, but like the magnitude impacted on me, I'm not feeling it. It's just like, yeah, man, okay. Next one is that the humor is not as there as I would have liked. While I said that it was funny in some aspects, like I said in my last video, I'm a huge humor person. It doesn't have to be always number one, but if you're going to try and introduce it, it should at least be hitting. Now this is sort of a serious-ish webtoon, so I'd understand if humor's not, or comedy is not the creator's first priority, but it just, the balance is weird, you know what I mean? Because they're trying to be serious and you're trying to be funny, and it's not, it's sort of like the Manchuria, you guys, sorry, this is going off in a tangent, but like, you know, when the United Nations were trying to appease Abyssinia and as well as like try and help, I think it was Ethiopia as well. Abyssinia is Ethiopia, am I mad? Trying to appease Italy, I think, and Abyssinia, and they were just failing at both things, because they were trying to do both things. Like that's where I'm at right now, you know what I mean? Next thing is the slang. Now I'm not, some things just come across as trying too hard. Like there was one thing Bo said that was like, oh, and it was in reply to like Luke, or to Luke as in Lucifer, or was it to Val, and she was like, we all been new. I don't know why, but that just came across as, it's not in the sense that it's not that much where it's like, oh hey, I'm trying to relate to all these young ones. Like for all I know, maybe Angle, the creator, is young. She or he or they could be like 20, or this early 20s, something like that, and it doesn't come across as too try hard, but it also kind of does. Look, I'm not versed, I'm black, but I'm not African American, so I'm not, I won't know like Ave like that, but like I don't know, it just sounded clunky when I heard we all been new. Like, couldn't it have been we been new? This is very nitpicky and I could be very wrong, but like I don't know, it just sounded really clunky. It was not the first instance. Just some things that they just, it's just like, you're trying a bit too hard. It's not enough where it's pulling me. Well, it is enough where it's pulling me out of the story, but it's not enough where I'm like, what the fuck, that much. You know what I mean? Number 8, the imbalance of power. I don't like I said, why Val was not on my like list prominently is because Val was really out here abusing her power, abusing the fact that she is someone's superior, really out here like sleeping with her subordinates. It just really messed me up, really fucked me up. I was out here thinking, okay, Val's not a likable character, but she's one of those characters where you know she's not supposed to be a likable character. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind when characters are horrible as long as they're framed horribly. You know what I mean? And Val's that kind of character, and I don't mind it. I sometimes like to see it. But she was out here doing some shit, and it's like, no, my dear, you can't be doing all of that. You know? But hey, like I said, that's more of a character thing than an author thing, you know? Like, that's more of a character flaw than a flaw from the author or the creator trying to like pass off the fact that no, this is okay, even though what they're doing is extremely toxic. Like Val sleeping with her subordinate and manipulating him and doing all that shit and exploiting him and forcing him to do something that maybe he wasn't completely on board with. That seems like a Val thing to do. It's just in her vein to do that kind of thing. But like, let's bring it on to what's his name, the devil. Like, is the devil not doing the same thing? I mean, that's just the tea for today. I don't know how to tell you guys, but I'm pretty sure the devil's out here exploiting his power. Like, if you pay attention to the, well, not even if you pay attention, it's just blaring, it's just glaring. Like he was out here really sleeping with Zoe in the war, and it's like, you're the commander, you're not even just the commander, you are literally the devil, the creator of this world. Like, don't you think there's going to be a teensy bit of hero worship in here? Don't you think you're exploiting what's going on? Don't you think you're going to be exploiting her admiration for you, her loyalty to you, by sleeping with her? And this is not to invalidate like whatever sort of autonomy she has for herself and whatever choices she has for herself. Same with Jazz himself. This is not to invalidate his own choices, but at the same time, you in the position of power, you're supposed to be like, no, let me not do this, let me not do this. You in the position of power, you're supposed to, when Zoe comes to you asking for her memories, you're supposed to be like, hey, yeah, we sort of knew each other, hey, yeah, we were sort of sleeping with each other, hey, yeah, people are probably going to talk about you behind your back because I'm showing a preference for you. Like, just, and that's the thing. They made it clear for Val, well, that, hey, Val's doing all these shitty things, but the devil's doing the same thing, and it's like, keep the same energy, you know? Fine. Number 9 is that some things you have to pay attention to, and I don't have to be wanting to be paying attention all that much. Maybe that's my problem. That's a me problem. Like, some things where if you're not, you have to scroll back up just to read it, then come back again, or just to be looking. It's more about the visual clues more than anything. You just have to be paying attention to it. And it's like, this is what plays into the confusion a bit. You know what I mean? Just because it's just a bit confusing. The next thing is that they'll sometimes do choppy drawings, and it's like, what the fuck just happened? While this could be like the author's or the creator's intent to make it choppy so that it can be confusing, drawing into the whole intrigue and the mystery thing, it's like, I'm confused, and it's just weird. Like, they won't draw like a full scene, let's say, but they'd cut it up into little squares, and so you're seeing like a zoomed in part of something happening, And it's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? It's confusing. It gets to the point where it's confusing and I'm not understanding what's going on, because you're drawing it in those like little parameters, and I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. Some parts seem very info dumpy. Like maybe the author or the creator will take out like an entire like update, just be telling us about the world. Some things that maybe not as important then at that point. You're telling me the lore, and it's like, I don't really care. I don't need to know. Like, it was interesting to find out, sure, but like, it wasn't needed like that. Or maybe the character will just be explaining something and it's like, okay. To their credits, it doesn't really seem as part of the story. It's more like little b-sides, like, oh, so that little Christmas party thing that they had, that was quite cute, and they were explaining something. Same with the author just pulling away from the story and like telling a bit of the world. Fine, to their credits, it wasn't all of that, but at the same time, it was like, yeah. But I think maybe they have a certain amount of privilege in being able to do this in an art form style, rather than like in a book style or like in a novel style, because then that would be very evident and that would be very info dumpy. Fine. Number 13, no, number 12 is that they keep on talking about how it's not possible for these people to be alive. Like how some of the criers, which are people that Lem and Salem and this other angel character have brought back to life, who existed in the wartime, and everybody's like, what, how are they alive? It's not possible, it was such a long time ago. But I'm actually like, how is Zoe alive then? How is Zoe? Maybe I'm a dumb bitch and I'm not understanding it, or I missed something, but like, how is Zoe alive then? Like, I know maybe she got amnesia or something like that, so on and so forth, blah blah blah. I'm so like, I'm not understanding, how is Zoe alive? Like, could someone explain? Because if she was alive at the same time as these criers were alive, like, how is she alive? I'm not getting it. Yeah. So the next thing is that, which is the last thing, is that the author took a break, and I don't mind. You know what I mean? That's kind of an indication of where I'm at right now, where the author's on hiatus. Like I said, it's currently, at the time of me making this video, they stopped at 74, and I think it's currently on hiatus. Probably come back soon. Whatever, cool, fine. But like, I'm not minding. I'm like, yeah, okay, bye. Like, bye. Like, I'm not out here like, no, come back. Oh my gosh, no, please, please, I'm going to miss it so much. Oh my gosh, no, what will I do without my weekly updates of this? No, I'm fine. I'm chilling. I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't drawn into the story that much, which is weird because this world is so, has the potential to be so immersive. You know what I mean? Like, in and of itself, it's an entirely different world and it's so interesting, but it's not immersive enough for me to be like, dang, I really like, I don't know how to explain it. Okay, so that wraps up my dislike section and ultimately my likes and dislikes section. On to theory time. So Luke has been lying. I don't know, something about him always rings false to me. I don't know. Yeah, just a major thing that he probably said will come across to have been a lie. I don't know what it is, but probably something. I just said something lying. I don't know. Never trust a man without a face. I just have to say. Fine. Next thing is that Dada may relapse, and this may be some kind of cynical part of me. I don't know. At the end of the webtoon, she started getting her shit together, which I enjoyed. Like, I think maybe Dada's my not Dada, Delta, for fuck's sake. Maybe that's why I like her, because she has the same DD name with Dada, and I don't know, maybe those I just like them. Fine, cool. She's probably my favorite character here as well. Delta, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm hoping for the best for her, but if she relapses, or because she's out here, she cleaned up her place, she's going to work, staying at work late, so on and so forth, blah blah, doing all this shit. And it's like probably the start of a healthy relationship with her ex slash boss as well. And I'm like, I'm really rooting for her. I honestly, I just want the best for her. But if she relapses, I won't be surprised. The next thing is that rent's about to become very important. I don't know what it is, but something's about to happen. He's gonna do something really cool. I don't know what's gonna go on, but something's about to go down. Okay, that wraps up theory time. Next one, my rating. I'm going to give this like a 6 out of 10. I know, like looking back, you're like 6 out of 10 TT, but your like section was way more than your dislike section, and it's cool. Like I'm looking at it now, I probably had like 4 more likes than my dislikes, but I think the likes were more surface level than anything else, than my dislikes, which kind of like I had actual problems with, you know. And 6 is not a bad score. It's just like I just have an overwhelming like meh effect. This is my final thoughts now. This final thought section. Like it's just a very beautiful webtoon. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed looking at. Like visually, it's stunning. It's just very captivating and it's just so stunning. Like this author has their finger on the pulse on like what is so tasteful. I think it's just really beautiful. But the overall effect, like getting down to it, it just seems very pretty, but not much is going on. Like a lot is going on, but not anything that I'm grabbing. I'm like, oh shit, this happened. You know what I mean? Has a very meh is the feeling that it's leaving me with, you know. And I'm not the only one who's confused. Like I'm reading in the comments, and I always make a point to read comment section. I'm reading in the comment section and people are like, what the fuck is happening? I'm confused. I'm not the only one. You know what I mean? And the thing is, I shouldn't have to be rereading this for me to understand what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, I reread this because I'm trying to make a job out of this. But, like, people shouldn't have to reread this thing, especially if it's long or something is going, it's quite like a long spanning like webtoon. You shouldn't have to reread it just to like make sense out of it, you know what I mean? So yeah, those are my final thoughts. So yeah, make sure, and that kind of wraps up my review of The Devil is a Handsome Man. Almost forgot it for a second. So yeah, make sure to like, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, just smash all the fucking buttons. Comments, make sure you comment. I want to know people's opinions. I really love reading your opinions, and I really want to know what's going on inside your head, whether you completely agreed with what I was saying, whether I validated your own opinions, or whether you completely disagreed and you're like, Titi, what the fuck, square up, because nah, you're wrong, you know what I mean? So yeah, do that, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye.